Coverage of SHOT Show 2017 is sponsored by Through Night Flashlights. Through Night has products to meet every lighting requirement and budget, including keychain lights, EDC lights, headlamps, and super throwers. Make sure to follow me on my social media for daily giveaways all throughout the show.
Hey everyone, Craig here with Tops Knives at the SHOT Show 2017. We want to thank Living Survival for coming over to the table to check out some of our new stuff. We came up with this. Basically, it's a folding knife with the slingshot integrated. We've got everything on this pretty much worked out. We're looking at steel frames, 1095 blade, micarta handles, with the slingshot on the back of this. Basically, everybody that has picked this thing up at the show has said, if I had something like this as a kid, I would have, I've heard all sorts of things this morning. So we're really excited about this. One of the things that we want people to realize is that we're not going for some really crazy special survival tool. It's just fun, we take ourselves seriously 99 out of 100 times. This time we're just messing around, but it's still going to be usable. It's still going to be it's still going to be a really cool piece to have. The reason we're calling it the MultiTool instead of just a slingshot is that this piece is actually removable. So we take these two screws out and we can remove the slingshot forks. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to make other tools for this. We're thinking, keeping it fun. We're thinking about like grilling utensils, like a spatula, grilling forks, maybe a shovel, and who knows what else we'll come up with. But several different tools to make this thing functional. And then the other thing we got to work out here is how to make this more of a quick release, so that it's not time consuming to swap things out. The other cool part about that is it makes this just a knife if that's all you want. So if you don't want to carry that slingshot all the time, you can just take it off and use just the knife. The rest of the knife won't require any type of reassembly or anything, which we thought was really kind of a smart way to go about this. Really cool thing. We've still got a lot to do to work on the extra pieces, so we're probably looking at doing this kind of towards the end of the year. But another piece that I'm really excited about. This thing's going to be a lot of fun. Next up, pretty much everybody's asking about this, and has been since we first debuted it in 2015. This is called the Fieldcraft folder, also known as the Bob or the Brothers of Bushcraft. Basically, it is a reworking of our most popular fixed blade into a folding knife. We've gone through multiple rounds of prototyping. We've had to do a lot of things to this to make it work. But we've finally gotten it to where it is. Tops, we're known for our fixed blades. Folding knives, we're just new to that game. And so it took us a while to figure it out, but all the things that we've learned with this knife, we're applying to future folding knives. That's why that slingshot folder, it's going to move much more quickly because the folding knife portion's figured out. We just got to get the rest of the tools. Just so everybody knows, we're doing a pre-production sale on these probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks. The first production run, if you will, was 59s. We did that to make sure that the last round of prototyping that we think worked actually worked. And so we're going to sell these separate from the regular run. They'll all be engraved pre-production, and 1 of 50, 2 of 50, etc. After that, we'll do the regular release, and those serial numbers are going to start at 051, not 001, like we would normally do. So we think that it's going to create some collectability, and we think that it's really going to make these first 50 sought after. So we're excited for that. Look for those soon. Next up, we have a Pouco. This one's called the 10 in Boca Pouco, designed by a guy named Goran, who is originally from Europe and moved to Colombia about 21 years ago. He's been living in the jungle, learning all sorts of primitive skills from indigenous people down there. He owns a nature reserve that is visited by biologists and scientists from all over the world every year because, as you know, the Amazon is known for its biodiversity. So he's been making this particular knife for years now, approached us, said, hey, I really want you to make this. If you do, please keep it as close as possible to the design that I'm making. You know, we're known for heavy fixed blades. This is 1/8 of an inch thick. It's got no finger guard. It's got very thick, rounded handles, which is we're not opposed to. It just hasn't been our style for the most part. But for this one, we just thought, you know, as far as bushcrafting goes, this is it. I mean, Poucos are known for how useful they are, for how comfortable they are, and we really wanted to keep that. We married the traditional Pouco with the top style. So we got micarta handles, very rounded, very contoured, so that it's comfortable in any grip. And we think that this one's going to be really hot this year. So look for it probably second or third quarter of the year. Another one that I personally am very excited about is this knife. This is actually an Almar design. It's something that they've been making for years. I'm not even sure how long, but we kind of teamed up with them to re-release it under the Tops brand with their permission, and we actually today got a chance to kind of iron out the details. You know, Gary Fadden over at Almar was very pleased, as were we. I mean, we were so excited when he was like, yeah, that's great, we're ready to go. So you're looking at 154 cm, so this is a stainless steel knife with G10 handles, with the contouring that we do on ours generally. It's going to come with a Kydex sheath, and I mean, just to have an Almar design under the Tops brand, we're super excited about this. It's going to be great. Last but not least, we have the Hammerhawk. This is a tomahawk that was designed by Leo Espinosa. If you know much about Leo, he's a very talented designer. He's also the president of Tops and does most of our models. What we were going for with this was kind of a second take on our Viax that we released last year. It was a big, heavy, one-piece tomahawk with a spike on the end. Of course, there's just as many people out there that would prefer a hammer to a spike, so this one ended up with a hammer instead. We also extended the handle, which a lot of people asked for, to be able to choke up a little bit more or use it with two hands. And also, we made it so you can choke way up on the blade for finer work, which is another thing that a lot of people ask for on the Viax. You can do it, but it's not quite comfortable. So we took all of that feedback into account when we made this follow-up design to that. But the thing that I'm most excited about is the contouring. We actually, as we were milling this out to reduce the weight on the head, we decided that we wanted to add something aesthetic that would make it pop even more. We went through a couple of different ideas, and actually on our first try with this milling, it came out and it looks incredible. Like, all of us were impressed with it. We were all really surprised that it came out as good as it did. And so right from the first one that we made, it's ready to go. So really excited about this piece. It's going to come with the Hammerhawk backup that will be piggybacked on the sheath once it's ready to go, and we're probably looking at Q3 for this one as well. So there you have it, some of the new Tops models for 2017.